Hey friends. So, being one of the directors of the Tennessee Real Estate Investors Association, people ask me quite often, what do I think of what's coming in the future? And here's a topic that I really like talking about. It is what is possibly going to happen in the commercial office space. And I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. We've got millions of square feet in downtown areas of office space, just like the building that I'm leaving right now, right behind me there. Class A office space, towers, right? Lots and lots of office space. And right now, as you know, a lot of businesses have employees that work from home. And on top of working from home, those employees really don't want to go back. And those companies have all of that office space that they've leased out, that when those leases come up, and now they're longer leases, they might be, they're not like residential, so it might be 5-10 years, something like that. But once those leases are up, the companies are going, well, do we even need all this space anymore? And I kind of agree. They don't need all that space, because look at this parking lot. It is currently Thursday at maybe noon-ish, right? Just before, but guaranteed this whole parking lot was not much more full this morning at the normal time to come into work. And as a result, you're seeing offices that are just so empty, there's no point in having that space. So what does that mean? Well, does it mean that those companies are just going to take their offices and combine them and condense them? I think so. And what does this do for landowners, property owners of buildings just like this one? Well, it probably means that those buildings are no longer going to be as occupied. And we are actually seeing that before the pandemic, buildings were actually 95% leased up, offices just like this, in downtowns across the country, right? In fact, across the world. And now we are seeing 47% occupancy. 47%. That kind of number is scary low when you think about the rents that are supposed to be coming in, and eventually they will start to dry up. Because it's sure enough, if I can have a hybrid or, as an employee work from home, then I don't need that extra space at the office, and the company doesn't need to pay for it either. Because this is crazy. This is so empty. It's scary, right? So what does this mean as far as loans and all that stuff? I think those loans are probably not going to, I think there might be defaults on the horizon. Now, the other thought is, okay, say we don't need all this space. Say we really don't need all of this, but we do desperately need housing. Why can't we transform these buildings into housing units? Because there's plenty of space. And who doesn't want to live downtown? I fully agree. I love that idea. But here's the thing. Anybody that you talk to about doing a transfer of this office space directly over into residential, the conversation has to talk about how tough that is and how expensive it is. You're talking about thousands of square feet here per floor, in which there is literally one bathroom for men, one bathroom for women. Think about it for a second. So now, if I were to transfer these over to residential units, I have to add 50 bathrooms. 50 new bathrooms and kitchens. And the plumbing for all of that is insane. On top of that, imagine trying to have control of your air conditioning unit when there is only one controller for each quarter of that floor. One controller for 30,000 feet. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So you got to install that. You've got to install entirely new ways to cool and heat that system. And on top of that, you might not even like the fact that the building walls are not built that airtight. Sound travels tremendously through those buildings. I hear conversations from others in the office, and I don't even know them, and they're just on the other side of the wall. That's unacceptable in a residential situation, and I wouldn't pay more for it. So the thought is, well, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to strip the whole building and start over, and that's just really expensive. So hopefully, you know, in the future, we'll just have a need to come back to the office on a regular basis. And until then, let's stay in touch.